Welcome to The Explainer. All right, today we are diving into something huge, how artificial intelligence is completely changing the game in investment banking. This isn't some far-off futuristic idea anymore. It's happening right now, on Wall Street, every single day. Okay, let's just kick things off with one number that, well, it pretty much says it all. 85%. By 2025, that's how many financial firms are expected to be past the just playing around with AI phase. We're talking about them baking it right into their core operations. So yeah, this is way beyond a trend. It's the new bedrock of finance. So to really get our heads around this massive shift, we're going to break it down into 4 parts. First, we'll look at the big picture, the AI banking revolution itself. Then we'll see how it's making research way smarter and faster. After that, we'll get into the new art of deal making. And finally, we'll peek inside the actual AI toolkit bankers are using today.
All right, first up, the AI banking revolution. And look, let's be super clear about this. We're not just talking about speeding things up a bit or making things a little more efficient. No way. This is about completely reinventing the entire life of a deal, from the very first spark of an idea all the way to the ink drying on the final page. I mean, just think about how deals used to get done, right? You had origination, then the research and analysis, due diligence, and finally execution. Every single one of those stages was a massive manual grind. Just tons of hours, tons of paperwork. But now, AI is coming in and just supercharging every single step.
So let's zoom in on where this all really starts. Smarter research and faster insights. This is a huge one. Because of AI, bankers can now process these massive data sets and spot patterns, find opportunities that were, completely invisible to the human eye just a couple of years back. And we're not just talking about boring old financial reports here. This is about analyzing what's called alternative data. Think about this. AI can look at satellite images to see how full a store's parking lot is to predict sales. It can scan social media to get a real-time pulse on what people think about a brand. It's even watching news feeds as they break to catch market trends before anyone else. It's wild. Really, what this all boils down to is speed. Insane speed. Think about the poor junior banker who used to spend days, sometimes weeks, buried in paperwork. Now, generative AI can just inhale a 1,000-page legal document and in minutes spit out the key risks and the biggest opportunities. The time saved is just staggering.
Okay, so research is now lightning fast and way, way smarter. So what does that mean for the actual art of deal making? How does it change the game when it comes to actually finding and executing deals? This is where AI stops being just a tool and starts becoming a partner.
I mean, this completely changes how you even find a deal in the first place. It's not just about who you know anymore. AI platforms can scan literally millions of companies across the globe, using these super specific filters to find the perfect M&A target, that one hidden gem that a human might have completely missed. Now, a lot of the magic behind this comes from a technology called natural language processing, or NLP. The simplest way to think about it is it's what lets a computer actually read and understand human language. It's not just scanning for keywords, it's getting the context, the nuance. That's how it can rip through thousands of documents and make sense of them. And this comparison just lays it all out, doesn't it? The old way of due diligence, you had teams of bankers stuck in a data room for weeks, eyes glazing over as they manually read everything. Super high risk of missing something crucial. And the AI way? NLP analysis gets it done in minutes. It automatically flags the big risks for you. The jump in efficiency it's honestly hard to wrap your head around.
And it's not just about due diligence. Even things like making PitchBooks are getting automated. And what this really means, as the quote says, is you're freeing up junior bankers to focus on more strategic, high-value work. You're letting them stop being paper pushers and start being strategists and relationship builders. That's the real win.
Okay, so this all sounds amazing in theory, right? But what does it actually look like? What are the specific tools and platforms that are making all this happen on a banker's computer? Let's take a look inside the banker's AI toolkit. And what's really cool is this whole ecosystem of tools that's popping up. You've got stuff like AlphaSense, which is basically a search engine on steroids for financial info. You've got PitchBook, using AI to give you incredible insights into private companies. And then you have something called RPA, which is basically software bots that you can program to do all the boring, repetitive stuff for you. And if we peek just a little bit into the future, the next big thing is something called agentic AI. Now, this is a whole other level. We're not talking about tools that do one specific task. We're talking about smart systems that can manage a whole complex workflow by themselves, from start to finish, with no handholding. So when you put it all together, here's the key takeaway. The story here isn't about AI replacing bankers, not at all. It's about augmenting them. It's about letting the AI handle all the data crunching and the document drudgery so the humans can focus on what humans do best: strategy, relationships, and that crucial spark of human insight.
And that really leaves us with a final, pretty big question to think about. If AI is handling all the data and all the documents, what is the future role of the human banker? Because as technology takes over the mechanics of a deal, the whole definition of that job is going to change forever.